So we're in Italy to go see the best factory made ever in the history of the world. So we came to the real car museum, the one that everybody should go to try and figure out just what exactly is Ferrari. Is it worth the arrogance? Is it worth potentially getting cease and desisted multiple times? Trust me how I know, because I do. Let's go into the Ferrari Modena Museum together and explore what it means to be Italian. I don't think that was an Italian accent, to be really honest, but I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go check some shit out. Do you think they'll let me steal one for my car? Could I steal this one? Because mine's a little banged up.
I don't know what Italian prisons look like, but I don't know if that's where you want to be.
It was around right here-ish that I believe Enzo Ferrari, in fact, called Ford fat. Big ugly cars in his big ugly factory. I don't know if it was actually here, but it could have been in the other factory.
That's offensive.
Well, it's a true story. This is where the whole shebang went down.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, did you? Yeah. Imagine making a mistake and then Enzo Ferrari puts your part up that you broke in the museum for everybody to see every single day so that you knew you f***ed up.
Kind of sounds like your strategies.
There's a difference
like
between,
a
I just feel like that can come off as passive aggressive.
Okay, sorry, let me rephrase that.
No, me can come off as passive aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Am I passive aggressive?
Sometimes. Not always. But you know, like, when it comes to work, sometimes it's like, you're nice and then you're kind of like...
So something that's really interesting actually is that there's two history museums. There's one in Modena and there's one in Maranello. The one in Maranello is the one that has pretty much all of the race cars, which you're gonna see if we can try to get to, but we may not be able to. The one that we're at is in Modena. That one focuses mostly on the street cars, not the actual race cars. Becca, what are you doing?
It's expensive hand sanitizer.
Becca, it's probably the same hand sanitizer just with a Ferrari logo.
It smells rich.
It's interesting how they talk about the story of Ford versus Ferrari, because they say that there's one thing that Ford wasn't actually accepting of, and that was the fact that Ford would take care of everything and didn't think that Enzo Ferrari would say no. And in this document, it makes it look like Enzo Ferrari loved freedom above all else. So an agreement was never reached. This is apparently the document of that. And some of the notes, I'm assuming that's an angry Italian wrote that. But it's interesting. It never mentions fiat, it never mentions the actual deal. It just says Enzo wanted freedom. A little bit like Aaron Yeager.
Like, it still looks beautiful and classy.
Come on over, chat. When you're wondering why the new SF90 sits so weird in the rear, look at how low the engine actually sits. Look at how low it is. I mean, it's not even more than 3 feet off the ground. When you compare it to where car engines usually sit, which is like way up here, that low center of gravity plus the hybrid powertrain makes this thing so cool. Also makes it really expensive. So that's why these cars are almost impossible to get unless you're rich or if you're the Duke of Milan. I don't really know if that's true, but it is really cool to see how low, like I'm just gonna like, look. You don't recognize how low it is until you put the support brace in front of it and you say, your intake valves, your throttle bodies actually sit below your rear brace. So the entirety of the engine sits mid-rear engine, has the turbochargers located right inside the subframe as well, which means you are getting probably an insane center of gravity. Like an absolutely insane center of gravity. Even the batteries could probably be placed lower over time, but to see that that's how they have this entire thing structured, this thing probably feels like an actual rocket ship.
Different tax bracket.
And it's out of my tax bracket. I do wonder if it comes with cup holders.
Probably not.
Ford's probably still pissed about that right there, but that's okay. We won't need to talk about that because that is Michael Schumacher's car. I think this is when they won their 5th Constructors' Championship, and then Michael Schumacher won his 6th run. You can actually see bing, bang, bop. Look at that. This was apparently at request because this is the actual damage that Schumacher did in the car when he drove it, and then they asked to keep it as is. So everything that you see in there is as the car was before it was retired, and it was given here to the Modena facility, which I think looks pretty cool. It's on Bridgestones, but it's on BBSs. What I would do to get a set of these wheels for like a coffee table is astounding. It would also cost about as much as my house, I think. And the crazy thing is the more you look at these cars, the more you really do realize that they were really testing things out and they didn't know what they were doing. As the years progressed, they got better and better at it, sure, but like you see some of the things that they did just to like make it by, the carbon fiber, that you can tell that they're trying to figure out how does the airflow actually work, and somehow they still won massive championships with this. Like just look at this like little stuff, right? Little tiny things where it's like, huh, did it break? Did it shatter? Was it planned that way? Is it supposed to look that way? Look at that exhaust. Wait, you're telling me they don't have my 2007 F430? They only have the
430. Yeah.
Wow. We're in a different tax bracket, I guess. It's not in. Oh, here it is. Ha! The Scud didn't come out until 2007.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
So I got this one, which is okay. That one is better. This one's still all right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's better than this thing. What?
You own one or just kind of like them?
Unfortunately, I do own one. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I would define that as an unfortunate thing.
Oh my God. There's a whole nother area. We thought we saw all the cars. There's like 6 cars here. We're kind of disappointed.
We thought we got ripped off, honestly.
Typical Ferrari fashion, but there's more. There's so many more. Becca, your favorite car is here as well. We can't rush down there. There's like 12 other cars we gotta look at, including the SUV that's not an SUV. Apparently that's what the child or grandchildren of Ferrari Enzo drive. That's VP of the company because he's like 70 years old. And in case you guys are wondering, Pininfarina is a design company now, but the name is actually a little bit different than what you think. Pinin means little, small, young. Farina was the name of the designer at the original dates. So Pininfarina is not like some sort of luxurious, well it is now, luxurious design company. In the past, it was just his name with little. So it was like Lil Johnny, Lil Becca, Lil Alex. The name is not, when you break it down like that, the name is not as prestigious as it was. Now it is, but back in the day they just called him, you know, Little Farina. I think I saw one of these in Wisconsin, which sounds ridiculous, hear me out, okay? But 0 to 60 Garage in Wisconsin has some really cool cars, including blue Ferraris. Everybody can find a red Ferrari, but finding a blue Ferrari, that's tricky, because that was like one of the more popular road colors of Ferrari way back in the day.
I didn't know Ferrari made a hatchback.
I think they would, yeah, it's the FF. They typically would call, this is, okay, so this one had a V12. You could also get a Ferrari 812, which is like a faster version.
Yep.
And then you can get an 812 super fast, which, you know, you could put your kids in the back, and then when you crash, if you make it, you can go back to having a 2-seater because these cars crash literally all the time. All right, Becca, give me your honest opinion on the F40.
It's just perfect. Everything is perfect. The back end is gorgeous. It's got a big ass wing. The doors are gorgeous. I'd even take it with the wheels that are on it. Like I will, you know, those probably cost $500,000 in itself. It's like, it's the perfect amount of boxy, but like also like curves. It's just like, just look from that angle and how beautiful the wing looks. I just love it. I love this car. Perfection. I'd be arrogant as too if I made that.
blown away. I just wanted to take you guys with us for this experience of road cars. The lighting in here sucks. It's very moody.
It's perfect for the cars though. Look at how beautiful
It's perfect
they
for
look.
some of the cars. Like some of them, they're just like, we don't actually care about those cars. Oh, is that an FXX, as they say? They probably say it way cooler than me. But look at this. Still used and abused. This would be exactly the kind of car Lars would want.
Yeah.
This is how Lars shows up to most of his actual show days too.
Lars, you could
We go to
Sarah.
Yeah, we go to a show event, and he shows up with his M2 competition just blasted with shit, and he's like, dude, that's how it's supposed to be.
It's a two-seater.
It only works when it's a full race car. Do you like this one more or less than the F40?
I would say this would probably be like my second favorite.
You like the F40 more?
Yes.
I don't know.
The blind spots on this freak me out.
I don't think you're worried about that. I don't even know if you can technically drive this on the street.
No, probably not.
Look at the...
Oh, that's your blind spot protector. I see.
Look where the taillights are.
That's funny.
Yeah, this is not street legal. Fun fact, those Pro Sangues went out for $400,000. They're currently only being sold for $400,000 markup. So anywhere from $800 to $1 million is what these are currently going for. And if you want to know something really weird about it, those are 22s, those are 23s, and the wheels are convex and concave. So what that means is that instead of the wheel just bowing in, it actually shoots out just a little bit and then goes in, which means you're gonna have curb rash on these wheels in approximately 22 miles. I can guarantee it, because that's what's gonna happen. This is gonna be picked up by all the people that wanna have an SUV that's not an SUV, because even on the nameplate, they say it's not an SUV. It's just a 4-door that has 4 seats. It just happens to be a V12. It happens to have 1 billion horsepower. It happens to have carbon ceramic brakes, and it happens to have over fenders that aren't connected to the actual car. Huh?
Get in the back seat. There's no handles.
You jump in.
You tap it.
Yeah. Give it the secret handshake. Okay, so is Ferrari any better than Lamborghini? The answer to that question is I'm not too sure. What I can say though is that cease and desist letter I got, I went over to Enzo Ferrari's desk, I slapped it on there and I said, you wanna know what, Enzo Ferrari? Nothing. I didn't do that because that'd be scary and there's alarms everywhere. But the Ferrari Museum was actually really cool. We got to see most of like the road cars than anything else, but now we just have to take these chunks of clothing. How far are we walking?
20 minutes.
20-minute walk, which is gonna be super, super exciting. But we hope you guys enjoyed the old trip down memory lane of Modena Ferrari Museum. Let us know if you want to see more stuff like this. Don't forget to, check out the old comments section. And if you want to follow a real Ferrari build, if you want to follow the most authentic, realistic, affordable, self-tapping, hardware Hank looking ass Ferrari build, you're gonna want to check out ours. I'll put it in the playlist down below, and we hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you later. Adios, goodbye.